every year somebody comes up to me, usually within 30 minutes after this performance, and saying, "Are you going to do it again?" And I say, "I'm not, but they will, hopefully." I do want to make one note for next week. The Adult Forum will host an intergenerational presentation on family creches and the manger scenes. So if you are so inclined, we would love to have you come downstairs and for that. But I know you didn't come here to listen to me, so I'm going to get out of the way.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the title of this morning's program is The Spirit of Advent and Christmas in Music. Now we've already been prepared in many ways. Isn't this beautiful, this sanctuary, how the committee decorated it yesterday? And you see the vestments with the color blue, outlining Advent. We see two Advent candles lit on the wreath, which indicates we're halfway through the Advent season. And the world tries to get us ready for Christmas too. We've had Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and you're bombarded. And oh, I should have said, Nels is wearing his Christmas tie. Be sure to look at that. Right before the program, someone said to me, "Break a leg," and my answer was, I don't think so, because I don't care to be laid up. So anyway, to get us started, we're going to begin with a piece called O Come, Emmanuel, which you notice figures prominently in the liturgy of our Advent services. The music comes from medieval origins. And the words, I think, I'm going to quote verse 5, because O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lowly exile here until the Son of God appear. It's an invitation, but it becomes a prayer, particularly in verse 5. O come, thou key of David, come, and open wide our heavenly home. Make safe the way that leads on high, and close the path to misery. We hope that this selection and all the selections of this program help each of you individually and collectively as well get more into the spirit of the season. And that becomes an internal thing, not like Black Friday or the song of Grandma being trampled by Santa's reindeer. Those are external things. These are the internal. So we're going to start with O Come, Emmanuel, and our church chime ringers, Stephanie Mork, Alexis Larson Simon, and Sandy Larson are going to perform solos. So please welcome them. that selection should remind us that not all of the most exciting songs and moments of the season are loud and at the height of excitement. Many times the most meaningful are the quiet moments. Now that takes us to our next selection, 3 Christmas carols. We have, and you should have your word sheet. If you look at the front of the word sheet, Prepare the Royal Highway, O Little Town of Bethlehem, and O Come All Ye Faithful. And I wanted to say a couple of things about this. These 3 carols outline our season. Prepare the Royal Highway is definitely Advent. O Little Town of Bethlehem is the setting of the major scene, and O Come All Ye Faithful is a celebration. And I wanted to say something else about this, that these 3 carols represent the efforts of at least 8 specific individuals, probably many more, plus many more unnamed, dating from the 1700s. So we realize that the music we're playing here has big traditions behind it. And you say, oh, we sang O Come All Ye Faithful last year. Do we do it again this year? You know, how many people think that? We cherish these songs. And I'd like to challenge you to one thing as you sing. What's going to happen is Janet is going to sing the first verse alone, just with Nancy and myself. And then we're going to invite you to sing an additional verse that we selected. I think the number has been preserved on the sheet you have in front of you. And that's hopefully an enticement for you to look at the other verses. And these carols are so familiar that it's easy to sing the words and enjoy the music without actually going to the meaning. You know what I'm saying? We do daily tasks all the time. We do them unthinkingly. I would like to suggest to you that you aim to sing with the enthusiasm of discovering these carols for the first time. Can you remember the first time you heard Silent Night? No. But yet, with the understanding of long association. And my point is this: who knows? Maybe someone sitting near you is discovering the spirit within one or more of these songs for the first time. Because music is like everything else. It has to be discovered individually. So please welcome Janet and Nancy Linder, who plays the rest.
Prepare the
As you can see, I have to flip pages around over every open. I'm reading from scores. So it kind of reminds me when I was back at the university, having all these papers of the faculty. So our next two selections are a complete change of pace. We have the Holy Infant's Lullaby and the Bright Star, which is subtitled Light of the World by the American composer Norman Dello Joio. Norman Dello Joio was an Italian immigrant, and he won a Pulitzer Prize and an Emmy Award in the late 1950s and mid-1960s for his outstanding music. These two particular songs are from the 1960s. And we added a violin part. The violin part is not original. That is tapped on. That's what I do. So the Holy Infant's Lullaby depicts the scene of the sleeping Holy Infant, and the bright star celebrates an illumination of the Christmas star on not only the manger. I'm reading this so that you get the meaning. On not only the manger, but also the divine light that we need to fully sing our praises to God. The first, of course, is titled Lullaby, but the second is also a lullaby. I warn you, this is not for sleeping, and attempt to just remember one of the songs of the season is the Nikolai hymn, Sleepers Awake. So please welcome Nam Faith. this morning is varied, and we have great performers here in the congregation, and there's so much talent in this congregation that, of course, one program can't highlight it all, but we have a good sampling here. Our next selection is, "O Lord, I give you praise," which is really a piece that is appropriate throughout the church here. This is by the Belgian composer César Franck. César Franck was a well-renowned not only composer and teacher, but he was an organist in Paris. And this piece is better known as Panis Angelicus, and it's widely performed by soloists and choirs alike. But it has a Christmas connection in that it was probably based on an improvisation that Franck played during a Christmas service in 1861. So that means that this piece dates from about 100 years earlier than the music you just heard. That's an easy way to remember. And I'm just going to read the text for this. "O Lord, I give you praise, Almighty God above. Your glory shines on me. You cover me in love. Great is your name, adored on high forever. Holy, holy, holy are you, O Lord." I think that's a pretty good Advent theme. So please welcome Lori Wagner and Russ who are going to sing this. disorganized as it looks. So our next selection is The Beloved, O Holy Night by Adolph Adam. And in a way, this has a faint mid-veil connection in the sense that the words were composed by a priest. This is 1843, by a parish priest who was asked to write a Christmas poem in celebration of a recently renovated church organ. Organ committee in Methodism. So anyway, this is a beloved carol, and again, the version that you hear is the result of many individuals. As a matter of fact, if I were to count up all the individuals that I read about who contributed to the versions of the music that you're hearing this morning, it would be an astronomical number. It really would. So that's a big Christmas gift that each of us has every year. This music that comes down to us. So please welcome Nikki Vinci, who's going to sing O Holy Night for you.
It is the night of our dear Savior.
just to, I'm checking the clock. This is not a union job, but I have to make sure I stay on time. So we're coming next now to a celebration. This is called Ukrainian Bell Carol. We'll call the Carol of the Bells. And this you hear less of a tune. You hear a musical idea. There's a certain kind of 21st century writing called minimalist music. This is not minimalist music, but it's similar because it's based on the same figure over and over again. And these sweet bells seem to say, hark, hark, how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and bold. So please welcome back Stephanie, Alexis, and Sandy, who are going to play handbells for you. enjoy now, catch the dickens later. Anyway, we have our next piece is for violin and piano. It's called Sussex Mummers Christmas Carol, arranged by Percy Granger. And it dates from the early 1880s rather, from near Sussex, England. There's an explanatory note in this edition. Have you ever read a mystery and you wonder what the solution was after you read the whole book? That's like reading that statement, so I'm not going to read it to you. But what I think this carol summarizes the essence of what we're celebrating, and the essence of Christmas. And this is from the standpoint of at Christmas. This is the first verse. O mortal man, remember well when Christ our Lord was born. He was crucified betwixt two thieves and crowned with the thorn, and crowned with the thorn. So this is one that connects Christmas, Advent Christmas season, and Easter. And interesting enough, this arrangement was, quote, lovingly and reverently dedicated to the memory of Norwegian composer Edvard Grieg. And I know there are more than a few of Scandinavian descent here. that takes us. Well, we've celebrated Advent and quite a bit of Christmas. So what's left? Well, we have to tell others about it. That's what Lloyd Boston is going to do. He's going to sing Go Tell It on the Mountain. And to Go Tell It on the Mountain is a Negro spiritual that celebrates the birth of Jesus. It's been dated as far back as 1865, but others assert that it was written in the late 19th century, early 20th century. But anyway, it's a wonderful song, and its message remains fresh and vibrant for us who are reinforcing what the spirit of Advent and Christmas are all about. Please welcome Lloyd Boston. we're going to have a sing-along with Sarah's song, and we're going to do one verse in each with a little introduction. One exception is the second carol, which is so short. We'll do 2 verses of that. I'm so happy it's Christmas.